Hi, my name is David McMahon. I'm with a group here in Norristown called Norristown Opposes Privatization Efforts. Um, I'm speaking today. Mary Ellen requested me make a statement about what happened last night at the workshop session of the Norristown Council. We're sending out a press release today about this issue as well, but last night, Norristown Council moved to dissolve the Norristown Municipal Waste Authority. Less than a week ago, the board of the authority paused for a month in this purchase process that would surrender our last public utility to private corporate ownership. We at NOPE were urging members of the board to use that time, that 1 month period, to create a way for ratepayer opinion to be entered into the decision-making process. We hope they'll still continue to do that. But in what we view is another tactic to minimize and undercut public involvement in this really momentous decision, which will profoundly impact Norristown from the moment of sale in increased rates. In this moment, the Council President Derek Perry altered the published agenda at the last possible minute to add the dissolution of the authority to the topics of the meeting last night. And in fact, until checked by the municipality's solicitor, Sean Kilkenny, it was about to proceed with a vote without even comments from council members, much less the few members of the public who were still attending the meeting at almost 10 o'clock at night, I think it was. Two council members strongly opposed the effort, Council Vice President Rebecca Smith and Council Member Hakeem Jones, who both voted no to proceed on this. This all appears to us to just be more steamrolling and blocking residents' ability to meaningfully participate in their local government. This sale will have a real and direct impact on the ability of longtime residents to continue to live here in Norristown. Among the many reports on this topic, we also specifically brought to Council's attention a recent report by the NAACP's Thurgood Marshall Institute called Watercolor, a study of race and the water affordability crisis in American cities. And what that lays out in that report is that sales such as this contribute to the decrease in black home ownership. It also forces people with fixed incomes to sell their homes when they can because of liens against property for bills they can no longer afford. So it's potentially a serious problem here. Doubled and more rates down the long term. It's potentially a real problem. There's currently a bill in the General Assembly, House Bill 2597, which would provide for ratepayer referendums prior to the sales of public utilities, and has been shown in how this deal is unfolding in Norristown. It's clear there needs to be some way for residents affected by these sales to have a direct voice in these decisions. And after all, it is our rates and fees over the years that have created the very assets that are now being stripped from us. And profit-taking corporations, executive pay, shareholder dividends will all be given priority over the needs of Norristown residents. And our organization, NOPE, wants direct public input on this momentous permanent sale. I would say, I think that, well, I'll just pause for a moment here. We have a real opportunity to inform ourselves, stay engaged, and I would say that every ordinance that is required to carry out this sale, we have, as Norristown residents, according to our home rule charter, we have the ability to repeal any ordinance within a 30-day window after passage. In our instance now, based on the last election, with 1,261 votes. We should mobilize, organize, be prepared to do that, and I'll have more information about that coming later. I would just say that we have to assert our rights as the residents here and our involvement in our local government to take part in this decision and be directly felt on this decision. And to that end, our organization wants direct input on this sale in some fashion. We want some form of referendum, and we have a ballot initiative out there now circulating to attempt to do that. We think everything about this process has been coercive, beginning with the first virtual public hearing that was so technically flawed that residents could neither see nor comment on the slideshow presentation. And then additionally, the very coerciveness inherent in a private for-profit sewer monopoly that residents can't opt out of. You have no choice but to pay. And now this latest move to dissolve the authority, which is in fact run by volunteer members of the community. And we're currently seeking, as I said, a ballot measure in November for residents and ratepayers to directly vote on whether or not to continue with this sale. We'll be following up more. Follow us on our Facebook page. You can find us at Stop Aqua PA. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter that way. We'll be posting, in Nextdoor and Patch and trying to get the word out as much as we can. But again, this is another strong arm move meant to undercut the public's ability to weigh in on this really important issue. So thanks for your time here. Talk to your neighbors. There are things we can do. We have to get organized, share information among ourselves, and be ready. Again, I mean, if someone comes back to you with a second petition, be ready. Be actually looking for it, or reach out to us and ask what else you can do. Can you circulate a petition? How can we get those repeated 1,261 signatures, plus a margin of safety for all of these? How can we do that, be ready for that on a continued basis? Because that's what's going to need to turn this back. We can make our voice directly felt on this issue. All right, well, thanks for your time. Definitely reach out to us on Facebook. We're in contact with Mary Ellen all the time. So yeah, let's stay in touch. Thanks.